Reaping. I hope that you're doing good as well. Real quick. Hi. So first of all, hi everybody on YouTube. Hope you guys are all doing well. So we're gonna be talking about the Capcom Spotlight today. It's a spotlight, not really a showcase. It's like a spotlight. But they're talking about Monster Hunter Wilds, mainly Monster Hunter Wilds. But I guess we're going to be getting some stuff on Onimusha, some stuff on Street Fighter, the Capcom Fighting Collection too, and Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. And I'm really surprised that we're getting updates for that. So I'm curious to see what that's going to be about. So I don't know what that's going to be about, but I guess we're just going to, you know, just kind of go with it. Also, Vamps, hello. Good to see you. Jace Loves Games, hello. Hope you guys are doing well. So I guess before we get started with the showcase, right? So Reaping actually said it, and Joker said it. We have 2 new skins for Marvel Rivals, a Luna Snow skin, which looks awesome, and the Captain America Infinity War skin, which I was actually not expecting at all. I was thinking it would be an endgame skin, but oh my god, the Infinity War skin is popping. It looks so good. I'm very excited to use it at some point. And I saw a tweet that was like, oh, I'm so excited for the 4 Cap mains that are going to be using this. And I'm like, listen, I will buy this skin and I will go like 3-20 or something. Like, I'm going to be garbage. But at least I'm going to have a fun time, right? All right, so... What? Oh, wrong one. So I guess I can, like, officially put it on here. Yo, what's up, Dylan? Is the new Monster Hunter going to have switch axes? I don't know, man. I just work for Capcom. They don't tell me anything. I'm honestly not too sure about that question. I'm being completely honest with you.
I'm talking of the fell black blight.
Didn't know there was a Capcom showcase as well. Anyways, nice to join the stream. I appreciate you joining the stream as well. Yeah, I knew that there was a Capcom showcase. I completely forgot about it because I just figured it would be around the time that I couldn't watch it and stream it. But luckily in my schedule, this is only 35 minutes long. It starts in 8 minutes, and then I can just immediately shut it off and go to work, basically. So yeah. How long is the showcase? It's 35 minutes long. About 35 minutes. Yeah. So 15 minutes of it is dedicated to Monster Hunter. Everything else is in the 20-minute span, you know. So yeah. Any chance DMC gets some spotlight? If Devil May Cry gets a spotlight in this, I will eat my microphone live. How about that? That's how positive I am. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because we're going through some DMC copium again, and okay, so I gotta talk about it. Right? I gotta talk about it. So real quick, David, I do have a recorded reaction for that. It's on my other channel. It's on BFGC_REDGRAVE streams. It's my second channel that I had a bunch of my VODs. That's where you can find it. So Dan Southworth, this fucking guy, he's just as bad as Tom Holland. I swear to God. Like, I feel like he hasn't, like, he really is the Tom Holland of DMC leaks, right? So he is at a convention right now, and he's talking about how he did this recent voice work just a couple weeks ago, where the director asked him to take his voice back to how it was in 2004, and he specifically used the phrase young Virgil. And I fucking knew the second that he said that, that's when the floodgates were gonna open, and everyone was like, oh my god, we're getting a Devil May Cry 1 prequel, or we're getting a DMC 1 remake, we're getting a Devil May Cry remake. And I'm like, guys, chill out. But here's the thing, right? So I made my tweet where I was like, this is so if you guys don't know, before Devil May Cry 5 released and when Dan accidentally leaked DMC5 at that one Power Rangers convention, around the time, like a couple months before Devil May Cry 5 was released, like he was posting workout stuff on his Instagram, and he was talking about like how he had pictures and signs in the background that said like motivate, like, you know, stuff that you would just typically find at a gym, right? And everyone was coping and they were saying, oh my god, the Devil May Cry 5, it's happening, it's real, when like he didn't mean anything from it. You know. However, as we all know, Devil May Cry 5 happened, and Dan did in fact leak Devil May Cry 5 back in 2015. So honestly, I'm 50-50 on whether or not this means that it's something Devil May Cry related. Because here's what I did. I did what I feel like any logical person should do when they see shit like this. You should look at Dan's IMDb, because it's very interesting what you find. Because if you don't know, Dan Southworth is not primarily a voice actor. He's a stunt guy. He's an action guy. He's a fight choreographer. Voice acting is like his second thing that he does. So if you look at his IMDb, he's in a variety of different projects, but most of them range from really small roles to general stunt work and wire work and stuff like that. But he does have some voice roles. However, he hasn't had a voice role in a while. Not only that, primarily when he's doing a voice role, he's voicing Virgil. So that's why I'm like, I feel like it's not Devil May Cry related, but there is that possibility that it could, not because of what he said in the way, like his phrasing of how he said it, but more specifically about how his IMDb looks. That's the only reason why I would lean towards a Devil May Cry related project happening with younger Virgil, where a director specifically asks him to play younger Virgil. Like, go on Dan's IMDb, look it up right now. Look up his last voice roles. Like, his past 5 voice roles have all been Virgil, I think, if I remember, just from looking at it. You know? The Netflix show is coming out on my birthday, so that's weird. That's actually really awesome. I'm planning on taking PTO for the anime, by the way. So here's what I did on Saturday. Did I do it on Saturday? No, it wasn't on Saturday. It was what fucking day is today? Today's Tuesday. Oh yeah, because I didn't stream yesterday. So on Sunday, everybody on Twitch knows this, I got a 65-inch LG C3 OLED TV with a sound system. And I didn't purchase it. We got it almost exclusively through gift cards, like Amazon gift cards. I only ended up paying about $300 for it. So we set it up on Sunday, and guys, I can't go back. I can't go back to watching regular ass TV anymore. I just can't. Like, I straight up cannot. It's actually bonkers. So I watched a couple of things. I watched some of my favorite things ever. The first thing that I watched was the season 1 hallway fight from Daredevil. I watched that, and it was fucking amazing. With surround sound, holy shit, dog. And then I watched the Devil May Cry 5 trailer, and I actually did start crying when I was watching that trailer. So I can't go back to just a regular ass TV. Any TV that I get now has to be an LG OLED TV. Whether, like, it has to be at least a C, and it needs to be OLED. Like, there's no excuse now. I can't. It's too pretty. There's also the anime coming. Maybe he voiced young Virgil in the upcoming anime. He specifically said it was a video game. And he just finished up this voice work 3 to 4 weeks ago. So it's not the anime. The anime, that would have been done months, if not years ago.
The Capcom digital sale is
Wouldn't it be hilarious if a Devil May Cry game gave Virgil a Quantum Ranger skin? It really would, wouldn't it? They would just know. It would never happen, but it would. Like, and Joker and I were talking about this on Twitter because Dan also voiced Eric Myers in Power for the Grid. And he was given so much freedom that he just decided to sneak some Virgil stuff in there. Oh, hey, look, there's Devil May Cry 5. There he is. I did not end up getting the PS5 Pro. No, I had what I will call post-blank clarity. As I was messaging the guy to meet up with him, I was straight up like, you know what, dude? I'm so sorry, but I should not get this. And he was cool with it, but I felt bad because I was talking to him for like the past maybe 3 to 4 hours to try to like ask questions and whatnot. So I felt bad, actually.
dances onto the stage.
No, I didn't blast Bury the Light on it yet.
It's my time to shine.
Yo, what's up, Nomad? yeah, Dan's spoiling stuff. Well, he even referenced in there that he is known for spoiling stuff.
On February 5th, PST.
I still need to play Mai. I haven't played Mai yet.
Character who bedazzles opponents with agile movements.
Yeah, exactly, V-Rain. It was so motivated, I can't switch back to a regular ass TV.
With moves like
Like, and it's funny too because when I first experienced a TV like that, it was a couple years ago, and I was determined to get one. And the one that I watched originally, it was like a G series. That shit's like $3,000. It's half the price of what I got.
Unlock customization items related to Mai and SNK's.
Hunting a good modern TV that had component AV. Oh, that's awesome.
Here comes a new challenger.
There's so many different references in this DMC opening that I have no idea whether it'll be a prequel or a separate version compared to the... No, it's a separate version. It's their own universe.
Martial arts are sure to shake up the streets.
Oh, Elena isn't out yet.
Stay tuned for even more exciting details about Street Fighter 6.
I was actually kind of wondering if they were gonna announce a new season, but Elena isn't even out yet.
Capcom
Wait, what the heck? They skipped Elena and went right to Mai? What is that about?
Fighter 6 player is decided. Preliminary tournaments held across the globe in Capcom.
You know, I wish Devil May Cry 5 got more skins
For 48 fighters who fought their way to the
instead of
top
just
for
the alternate
chance of a
color
lifetime.
stuff. Street Fighter 6 also needs more skins. To be fair, it also needs more skins.
$1 million. On top of that, the top 3 teams from battles carried out across Japan.
Yeah, Virgil would absolutely listen to the radio.
battled it out in the official
Yeah, no, for sure. Virgil's a very old-fashioned kind of guy.
Fighter League, World
He's the kind of person that would survive on a single grain of rice, according to Dan.
Capcom Cup 11.
Yeah, the mods for DMC5 look
And for the first time in
beautiful.
history, the stage
And I really wish that we got more official stuff.
Japanese Street Fighter
Like, I get it, but
Ryogoku
we really should have had alternate
battle to
costumes
determine the
instead of
best
just
of
the alternate
best
colors.
begins March 5th. All matches will be streamed worldwide on YouTube and Twitch.
Also, is the volume good? It just sounds a little low for me personally. Also, it's funny that Reaping said that I did just get this new microphone. It's an SM7DB, but I do need to actually send it in to get repaired because there is something up with it, and I would like to
Experience the excitement
get
for
it
yourself.
fixed.
Find more details on the
And right before starting the stream, I just got an email from Shure because I had a bunch of questions about it.
Operation of heroic proportions returns.
Okay, so they said that there were going to be updates about this, but what updates would there be?
Legendary titles from the dream matchup between Marvel and Capcom. Packed with new features such as online play. Marvel vs. Capcom.
I gotta play more of this.
Arcade Classics is now available on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Steam.
And those downloaded mods on console. Exactly.
The Xbox One version will be available at the end of this showcase.
Oh, no kidding?
Site to learn more.
Was that actually the only update that they had for the...
The flames of the fight never die out. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is packed with 8 classic titles,
Okay.
crossovers, and 3D fighters.
Cool update, thank you.
SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro.
What the fuck, dude? I knew it!
Capcom versus
I was like, what update could they possibly have for this? Like, are we getting Marvel 3 added to this? Like, what do they have? Oh, hey, by the way, the Xbox version is going to be available right after this showcase. Oh, thank you. A simple tweet would have sufficed. But okay. Hold on, I need to,
Power Stone.
I need to turn that back on for these streams to remind myself that I need to behave.
Power Stone 2.
A bit new school for the collection. Well, not to mention that you can get Marvel 3
Street Fighter
on
Alpha 3
PS4 anyways. Because I actually realized that the Marvel collection isn't even on PS5, it's on PS4. So you could just buy Marvel 3.
Capcom Fighting Evolution.
Give me a new Devil May Cry and I'll put all my money into it. Dude, same. Like, actually, though. But,
Plasma Sword.
listen,
Nightmare
guys,
Until
listen.
Stein.
I feel like Dan is just working on a regular ass game. I think he's just working on a regular ass game.
Netcode available for all titles.
But at the same time, if you look at his IMDb,
Over 400 songs to explore in the
he
museum.
doesn't really do voice work unless it's Virgil.
With new features like training mode, one button
So I don't know.
saving at any
I'm also not really expecting anything DMC related, but it would be
to change.
you know, it would be a nice surprise to get something DMC related this year. I don't know.
Capcom versus SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium 2001. Power Stone 2. And Project Justice.
Do you have any concerns about the Netflix series?
Capcom Fighting
Not
Collection
really.
16th, 2025.
I feel like everything that I've seen so far,
Showcase.
I have enjoyed.
As a pre-order bonus, receive rearranged
So
soy sauce for geese.
I
Medley by Cap Jam.
I don't know. Like I feel like it's more I don't really want to watch anything else, but I probably should because I'm a Devil May Cry guy.
Capcom versus SNK2 original comic.
But I mean,
Site for more
I
details.
feel like they know what they're doing.
A new Okami project was announced late last year.
I swear to God, Capcom, if this is just the exact same trailer. Thank God. I think it's a new trailer. Is it? It is a new trailer, right? Is it? This is a new trailer. It's not. If it shows it was directed by Hideki Kamiya.
Within the classic Japanese-styled world of Okami, a new adventure of Amateris is being drawn to life. We hope you look forward to future details. Also featuring a
What the fuck, bro?
Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess, which is available now.
Oh my god.
With the villagers to protect the maiden from the fearsome Sieve in a unique blend of action and strategy gameplay. The free
Oh my god.
to play the opening
I'm not watching these showcases. I don't think I can do these showcases anymore.
And now, Okami HD and Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess.
Yeah, you can buy them together.
In the Okami Plus
Yeah, you can buy them in a bundle
you can
now.
experience both Japanese
So what was I saying before? Oh yeah, Hideki Kamiya, Devil May Cry.
Check out these other Capcom titles available now.
Okay, it's all right. So anyways, so yeah, I don't really have any concerns at the moment. I feel like I'm excited for it, obviously. I don't really think there's anything that I'm worried about. I just want it to be good. I want it to be a good adaptation. I don't necessarily want or need it to connect to anything, but as long as it shows the best of what Devil May Cry has to offer and gain more popularity, that's really the main thing that I want, you know? And then as far as how I feel about the song Rollin' by Limp Bizkit, I will have you know that since that trailer, or since the opening was revealed, I have been listening to Rollin' by Limp Bizkit nonstop for the past week. And I cannot exaggerate that. Like, I straight up have been listening to Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. I added it on my Spotify playlist. And everybody who's saying, oh, this is so stupid, Dante would not listen to this.
The latest entry in Capcom's Samurai.
Are you sure about that? Because Dante would absolutely listen to it. And I mentioned this on Twitch. I guess I'll say it now for everybody on YouTube, because fuck it. It's cool that, like, there's a trend of people playing Devil May Cry music over the opening, but it doesn't work. Like, I have yet to see a single one that works. Casey's doesn't work. Devil's Never Cry doesn't really work. There was one mix of Devil's Never Cry that I saw that I thought was pretty good, but it wasn't Devil's Never Cry. It was like a very specific remix, and they mixed it in a way to fit with the song. But in general, you know, Cosmic had a really good one.
I'm getting less human by the minute.
Cosmic had a really good one that I saved on my phone, but I forgot what the song was. I'll have to look it up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Karawaki, and I'm producer on Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Thank you for tuning in.
Bro, that was a Yakuza cutscene.
This title is the newest entry.
That was a Yakuza intro card right there. That's so funny.
To add some detail to what we showed in the video, in this game, we are taking
Violin is a
Onimusha's
gun.
signature sword fighting action and dark fantasy elements.
Hope this show got popular so I can get a topic to talk with the geek. Jesus Christ, what's up, Matt? How you doing?
We're focusing on 3 core aspects. Compelling characters.
I'm really looking forward to the Devil May Cry show.
And enemies.
I'm not worried. I'm just excited. I feel like...
Setting of Kyoto.
I guess the only thing that I'm curious about for myself
Unsettling backstories.
is how different Johnny's gonna sound
Sword fighting action.
playing Dante.
These are the 3
That's the
classes we're working
only big thing that I just don't know about. I don't know if I can separate Johnny's voice from Nero. That's my only thing that I'm unsure about. If I can, cool. If I can't, it's whatever. That's like the only thing though.
in the Edo period of historic Japan. You'll explore historic
Roland gives me 3 mixed with reboot vibes. I feel like Roland is just Devil May Cry 3, but if they could have licensed music, you know? And Adi even said his Devil May Cry series takes place in the late 90s to early 2000s, and the music reflects that. But that music is also reflected in Devil May Cry 3. The only difference is that all of the music in Devil May Cry 3 is original. Actually, this is a concern that I did have I'm okay with licensed music in the Devil May Cry anime, but I don't want there to be too much. Like, I don't necessarily want in-game music or like game remixes, like game music remixes, or a whole bunch of licensed music. I want original music. And I mentioned this on Twitch the other day, but some of my favorite tracks in Devil May Cry actually come from the anime, the Funhouse animation anime. So I'm hoping that they have really good original, like, new music that we can listen to that's also good. And it's not just, hey, it's Devils Never Cry. Hey, it's Bury the Light. Hey, it's Devil Trigger. Roll and roll and roll and roll it. Like, that sort of thing, you know? I don't want that. I don't want the game's identity to be licensed music and, hey, Devil Trigger, right? So
where fans of action can experience thrilling sword
I would also like an Asura's Wrath port.
from slaying their enemies.
I still need to get Asura's Wrath,
We sincerely hope
but I can't remember if it's better on PS3 or Xbox.
the footage we
If they made a Devil May Cry movie, who would you want casted as Dante and Virgil? It's funny because Cosmic gave me this,
official website.
and I haven't been able to unsee it. I want the Skarsgård brothers
For some
as
reason,
Dante and Virgil.
gameplay footage was recorded with dismemberment disabled.
I feel like Bill Skarsgård is Virgil.
But please note that dismemberment and blood will be fully featured in the game.
Yeah.
Onimusha,
Hey, I hope I don't miss anything. Arsene, you have not missed a thing.
Xbox Series,
You have not missed a thing.
and Steam. In its release,
Yeah, exactly, Nomad. We want new stuff. I want new stuff. I don't want
future.
old stuff.
For the last
I want
piece of
new
information
stuff.
from me, we have prepared
However, like,
for you all.
I would also appreciate,
Please take a look.
like, I'm glad that,
For supporting
I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think we're getting new stuff now. And I'll have the haters know Limp Bizkit was this shit unironically for a reason for a while. Yeah, they were this shit. And I'm tired of pretending that they're not. So is this Onimusha 2 remastered? Yeah, the only old stuff I want is a remake that comes back. I'm basically right there with you, Nomad.
name is Golden Dantis, the greatest swordsman of all demons.
Remastered version available in 2025. Hell yeah.
Capcom digital sale is on now. Check out games related to the titles introduced in this showcase.
Just think of why Dante sounded like Nero is just more proof that they related as Dante. Like, I mean, yes. But that also makes me wonder who's voicing Virgil, because I don't think it's
Monster
Dan.
Hunter games are on sale.
I really don't think it's Dan.
Many popular Capcom
I will be very surprised if it's
now on
Dan.
sale.
I'll be happy surprised, but I will be surprised. I'm not expecting it to be Dan, though.
That wraps up our Capcom Spotlight. Thank you for watching. Up next is the Monster Hunter Wilds Showcase.
Yeah, this is really what
Stay
people
tuned
want.
for the latest info on this upcoming title. Please enjoy.
Same creators previously worked on Castlevania, so I'm pretty confident. That's also another reason why. I can't remember how much of the Castlevania show I watched. I didn't watch Nocturne. I think I watched the first 2 seasons of Castlevania, and I liked it, but I don't really remember much about it because it was a while ago. Nothing could beat Bury the Light when Virgil appears for the first time in the anime, though. But, like, I don't know if I would want Bury the Light to play when Virgil comes on this. I don't know. Because, like, Bury the Light is a very Virgil song, but it's also a very Devil May Cry 5 Virgil song. Like, that's where I associate it with. So, I don't know. And, actually, you know what? I will propose this onto you guys, right? And here's why I think music works the way that it does. So, music, especially in video games, right? When you listen to it, I don't know about you guys, but when I listen to video game OST just kind of casually, I feel like I think about the experience that I had listening to that song either over and over in the video game or for the very first time. Like, the first time, obviously, anybody heard Devil Trigger was in the Devil May Cry 5 song, or in the Devil May Cry 5 announcement trailer. So whenever I listen to Devil Trigger, I think about that trailer, because that is what I associate that song with. That's the memory I associate it with. But I feel like if we watch the Devil May Cry anime, and then suddenly out of nowhere Devil Trigger starts playing, it's not gonna work the same. You're just gonna have Devil May Cry fans pointing at the screen and going, oh, I know that song, instead of feeling why that song is important in the moment. Titan lost Rock so hard. Yeah, for the exact same reason. It's the same reason why the Final Fantasy 16 OST is as good as it is, too. Might grab that MVC collection now that it has a discount. You absolutely should, Reaping. Was that Sparta? Oh, the beta is in 2 days. That's right. I'm probably not going to play the beta because I have too much stuff to do. The guy, yeah, there you go, Bacon. Yeah, Subhuman doesn't fit DMC 3 and Devils Never Cry doesn't fit DMC 5, but that's just me. Exactly. It doesn't. Devils Never Cry fits in Devil May Cry 3. Doesn't really fit anywhere else. That's why I think it would be really stupid if the Devil May Cry 5 TV show had Devils Never Cry in it for the intro, or for whatever reason, you know?
It's finally time for the
Has shown Devil Trigger yet? Well, David, I hate to break this to you, but none of the trailers, and by none of the trailers, we're talking about one trailer and one teaser. They haven't really shown a whole lot, and I'm glad. I want it to stay that way. Honestly, I feel like the most that I have been spoiled about the show is by watching the opening. Virgil 1 from DMC3 showing up in the anime, I'd still feel the same. I'd feel the same way.
I'm motivated.
Hey, Melody!
I'm motivated.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Melody, I think your sub badge just changed because you're at 18 months now. Yep, that's right. I was correct. You have the 1.5 year subscriber sub badge. It looks very good. I like the blue color. Looks very nice. Because every DMC is very different, uniquely styled. Yeah, exactly. Also, that was the Spider-Man web swing. Yeah, like a short rift would be cool, but it'd have to be very, very, very brief, or it would have to have a very similar motif. But that's really it, you know. When a spider does something. Oh my god, it's a Spider-Man reference, exactly. Actually, wait a minute. So I was looking at the Nexus mods for Spider-Man 2 on the PC, and already there's one that replaces the TASM or the web shooter effects with the TASM 2 sound effects. And I'm not gonna lie, I would drop $60, $70, as well as potentially have my PC explode because Spider-Man 2 PC port is very unoptimized right now, just to play in the TASM 2 suit with those sound effects.
Right through there.
Yo, what's up, zombie? How you doing?
Is that monster absorbing?
The Corker Spider, Jesus Christ. How do you feel instead of Devil May Cry 6, they made a better remastered version of Devil May Cry 2? Well, funny enough, that's kind of what I want anyways. I would like them to remake Devil May Cry 2.
Look alive, men.
Not a remaster, I want them to remake it. And actually make it good and fit in with the timeline a little bit better. I tried giving DMC5 a try since it's on sale, but it's hard and I'm shit at it. Once I play it, I can't help but let my Bayonetta game play out, and it's hella different. It is hella different.
Region, known as the Ice Shard Cliffs,
It is very different,
as well as
but
monsters from past titles. Nerscylla,
I would say, and this is just me personally, I feel like
many other
at that point you also really should start with DMC5.
So,
I feel like your skills are actually going to translate a little bit better if you go from 1 to 5. Because 5 is the evolution of the Devil May Cry combat at its peak where it currently is right now. If you, I'll just be completely honest with you guys.
further ado, let's take a look.
I don't know how people can start with 5. I don't. Why would you start at the end of the series? Like, that's just me. It's like playing Yakuza 6 as your first Yakuza game. You know? Personally speaking, it doesn't make sense to me.
The new flagship monster.
But I also feel like the Devil May Cry games are so cheap and so short to beat on one playthrough. It would actually be a better investment to play all of them than just play 5.
Some online features
You know?
will be available as well.
Wouldn't a DMC 1 remake be better instead of 2? Well, that's what I would want. I'd want 1 and then 2. Obviously, you can't just remake Devil May Cry 2. You need to remake Devil May Cry 1 as well. So I want them to remake 1 so they could remake 2. But if I had to choose between a remake and a DMC 6, I'd pick DMC 6 any day of the week. My order is this, right? I want a Devil May Cry 6. I would want a spin-off with Lady and Trish or whatever. I would want remakes 3rd, and then DMC Devil May Cry 2 4th.
Character creation, a story trial, and the Doshaga
I'd be happy with any of those choices, but obviously as you progress down the list, I just get a little more sad. What's worse, Sonic Boom? From my understanding, Rise of Lyric, and it's not even close.
You can even transfer
DMC 2 you can actually play, it's just boring.
test save data. Your character data will transfer to the full game, but please be
How's
aware
5 the
that your
easiest?
game
2 can literally be
progression will
completed
not.
with 1 input. Well, 5 is the easiest in the sense that
Players who take on the
it's
open beta
in.
test
I would feel like the
can
combat
to
evolution.
decorate their weapon or sacred and an item pack in the full game.
I mean, it's easy for a different
These
reason.
are the dates for the second open beta
You know,
test.
like
Check the official website for
Devil
more
May Cry
information.
2 is easy because it made the guns really powerful. The sword attacks still actually aren't that bad.
The monster that
But
appears on the key art of the game will
The wide open areas encourage you to shoot, and that's what makes it boring.
content will be the same for both dates.
Whereas Devil May Cry 5, in comparison to something like 4, 3, excluding 2, 1, and then the reboot, Devil May Cry 5 is the easiest out of all of them on a normal difficulty, and in my personal experience, the highest difficulty available to me
to take it on.
when I boot up the game. The only time I died, minus the 1v death that I'm not counting because it was really stupid, was Virgil. That was the only death I ever had, and I think I died 2 or 3 times.
And make balance adjustments for the final release.
But also,
Please be aware that these
I'd been playing the series for about well, not about a decade at that. Was it about a decade? Like maybe like 7, 8 years at that point. So I mean, you know.
check the official website and social media for details.
The question is, would you want them to change how Dante acts in DMC2? I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't necessarily want them to change DMC2 Dante. I feel like if DMC2 Dante, like if they remade DMC2 and they made him similar to how he is in Devil May Cry 5, but maybe just a little more stoic, I think it could still work. I did get into the series through 5 and went back and played the others. Like I said, I personally don't understand it, but I'm also thinking about people who come in from other games, right? Like me going into Bayonetta from Devil May Cry was very weird and different, but I eventually got comfortable with it and understood it. But it took me probably until Bayonetta 2 to Bayonetta 3-ish to fully get comfortable with it. And then when I went back to play Bayonetta 1 for like a second playthrough and just kind of subsequently just keep playing, it felt it felt a lot better. It felt more natural, right? And I think that's the other thing that a lot of people tend to forget is that games like Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, any of those like high octane hack and slash games that have a lot of mechanics in them, it takes a hot minute for you to actually feel comfortable and get better with it. It's like investing time into a fighting game. You have to invest time into learning the mechanics and use them to their fullest potential to fully experience it. Bosses are easy in DMC5. I also agree. But again, that's me coming from the other games in the series. But I also just feel like in general, again, when you master the mechanics, everything feels easy. I think it's really easy to style on enemies in 5 as well in a very comfortable way. What V-Death? So in the room, or in the mission, excuse me, where you lose all of your summons and you have to get your summons back one by one, my dumbass chose Nightmare first, not really knowing what was gonna happen, and because of that I died. That's the only other time that I died in my first playthrough of DMC5, was because I made that very stupid decision. It was that, and then Virgil killed me
There will also be
a bunch of times.
from the series and character and palette co-edit vouchers.
Be DLC since it's kind of not very important to the timeline. I mean, it's not very important to the timeline right now, but it could be if they made it. But even when they were going back through DMC5, they basically just said, fuck DMC5. Or, sorry, they basically said, fuck DMC2, and just... They wrote a story to make DMC2 go away. Like, that's literally what they did. The whole point of the Before the Nightmare prequel novel was to make DMC2 fuck off. That was literally what they did. How did Dante get out of hell? Oh, a random portal just opened up and he got out. Oh, what happened with Lucia and then that whole village? Well, Dante went in and Lucia was like, hey, Dante, I want to give you my number. And Dante said, I want to order a pizza. And then Lucia was like, what the fuck, Dante? And then she left. And Dante had a pizza. I keep saying Lucia instead of Lucia. I know a Lucia in real life, and that's why I say Lucia instead of Lucia. So please don't hurt me.
Will also receive the background music, Proof of a Hero.
You ain't wrong, I just got Tekken, I'm loving it, I already got my main. Exactly, Arsene. But like I said, that's the kind of investment that you need to put into a game like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. Like something that has a lot of mechanics to use. Like even something like Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Like Sonic Adventure 2 is actually a really complicated game once you take into account all the tech and stuff. You have to practice it just like any other video game. But a lot of people, and especially like, you know, I guess just I'll just say streamers who experience Devil May Cry for the first time, they just play the game once and then they don't really touch it again without really experiencing the mechanics. Like I remember I went into this one streamer's chat. It was a bigger streamer, but it was her first time playing Devil May Cry. I think I told this story before. And I just asked a very simple question because she had a lot of like no backseating stuff. It was like no backseating, no backseating, no backseating. So I didn't ask her. I asked the chat because she was about to fight. Well, she was on the mission before Virgil, so the last like night. She was dealing with the summons, right? So I asked chat. I was like, "Does she know how to jump cancel?" That's all I asked was, "Does she know how to jump cancel?" She saw my comment, and she was kind of rude about it in a way that I was just kind of taken aback by from just asking a question like that. Now, granted, I'm assuming that she was getting questions like this over and over and over again and was probably sick of it, and I totally understand that. But I asked it in a way where it was just, I would just like to know what I can and can't talk about, what I should and shouldn't talk about, because if you knew what jump canceling was, you know, I can have a more mechanical conversation about that sort of thing. Whereas if you don't know what jump canceling is, I'll just shut up. So she was like, yeah, I know what jump canceling is. I'm not going to use it. And I don't want people to tell me what to do. And I was like, yo, like, chill the fuck, chill the fuck out. Like, I'm just asking a simple question here. So, but that's like really the only other time that like I felt like, yeah, anyways. But I'm assuming that this person never went back and tried jump canceling or any of those other mechanics because she didn't care to invest the time into doing it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So that was the Capcom showcase. I'm so glad that I talked about Devil May Cry for the past 20 minutes instead of watching the Monster Hunter showcase. Oh, whoops. See what you guys did. You know what? I blame Dan. I'm 100% blaming Dan Southworth from this. Dan Southworth, if you're watching this, I'm blaming you. You're the reason why I spent the last 20 minutes talking about Devil May Cry instead of watching the Monster Hunter showcase. Oh my god. Yeah, it was a good talk, actually. That's why I love doing these streams, because sometimes I just straight up ignore whatever it is I'm watching and I just talk. You know? The only other streamer I know of who's just as big of a fan as you and plays multiples when can, of course, is Max. There's a lot of people though. Like it's like, so I guess for me, like, I'm a very big Devil May Cry guy, obviously, but I am not exclusively Devil May Cry, you know? There's some people out there that are exclusively Devil May Cry. But I don't know. I mean, it's kind of my... actually, think of it this way. If I was in a trivia contest, like at trivia night at the bar, and it was Devil May Cry themed, I would be very surprised if I got a single question wrong. That's how much I know as much as Devil May Cry, probably as much as I know Harry Potter, if not a little bit better. Actually, I think, yeah, at this point I know more about Devil May Cry than I do Harry Potter. I know the vaguest shit about Devil May Cry. I've wanted to make a Devil May Cry iceberg for the longest time, just to kind of see what I actually do and do not know about not only the franchise, but like the behind the scenes and Easter eggs and shit. Like, you know, like the Dan Southworth stuff that I was just talking about, you know? Like how many people know that Dan Southworth was also the Quantum Ranger? At this point, probably a lot, but like 10 years ago, not a lot of people really cared about that sort of thing. At least in my opinion, anyways. DMC Anime, let's go. Yes, we have about 2 months before the Devil May Cry anime releases. So I gotta head out though, unfortunately, guys. I'm so sorry. I would like to stay in chat longer, but I gotta make a TikTok because I gotta do it. Like I've been slacking over the past couple of days because I wasn't really feeling 100% yesterday, and then Sunday I was just doing a bunch of stuff. So I gotta actually make it. And this was supposed to be a shorter stream anyways, so I'm unfortunately gonna have to cut it here before I get going. But I just want to say that I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. It was a lot of fun. I really appreciate talking to all of you guys. And Mala, oh my goodness, it's been such a hot minute since I've seen you, dude. How are ya? I hope you're doing well. Again, I'm so sorry that I gotta go. But I'm gonna link a bunch of stuff here for the socials. You'll probably see my TikTok in about an hour and a half or so, give or take. And I will also link it in this over here as well. Do you think we'll ever see Sparta, or is it better for him? I think it's better for him to remain as a legend, personally. Can you do any videos like story times? I will probably. I'd like to do more of these sort of things. Like, so whenever these videos happen, I tend to go into like story time ranting stuff. So there's definitely going to be more of that for sure. But yeah, that'll just happen, you know, another time, basically. So yeah, sorry for this really crappy outro. I gotta go. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and